Loud.
By this clock, it
You mean the one's already been taken care of?
Yeah, it's, I
It
always
just
go by
doesn't-
this,
okay.
yeah, that's what I
because
thought.
whoever's online is gonna log on at
Yeah.
normal time, not
Okay.
building time. Okay. Welcome to the public hearing of Vigo County School Board tonight. We will start this evening with our Pledge of Allegiance with a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll have roll call at this time, please.
Amy Laura,
Present.
Rick Berger, Gary LaBella,
Present.
Stacy Killian, Ken Warner,
Present.
James Skelton,
Present.
Christina Chris.
Present. Okay. At this time, we'll have Ms. Donna Wilson to review and discuss our GO bonds.
Good evening. Pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-3.1, whenever a school corporation proposes to issue bonds for the construction or renovation of a school building or buildings resulting in total costs in excess of certain thresholds, the school corporation is required to hold 2 public hearings on its preliminary determination to issue such bonds. Tonight's meeting represents the first of such hearings. Notice of both public hearings was published in the Tribune-Star as required by Indiana statute. Following explanation of the potential projects to be completed and presentations from Ice Miller Bond Counsel and Baker Tilly Financial Advisors, any interested parties may give testimony and/or ask questions concerning the renovations of or the improvements to school facilities discussed this evening. It is important to note that these public hearings and the future consideration of resolutions at the August 25th meeting are the very beginning of this legal process. No board action will be taken this evening. Rather, this hearing is solely to take public comment on proposed projects. As we've discussed at several meetings over the course of the last several months, the school corporation has extensive facility needs. Working with Gibraltar Design as well as other design and engineering partners, we've identified a list of projects that we are currently evaluating that would substantially improve both the working and learning environments of our schools. Projects being considered include HVAC improvement upgrade projects, emergency lighting improvement projects, fire alarm system replacements, roofing maintenance and replacement projects, domestic water service improvements, electrical system upgrades, and paving projects. As we prioritize projects and obtain cost estimates, we will work with the board to secure all necessary contract and/or bid approvals, and will keep both the board and public apprised of the work being done across the district. With that, we'll move forward to the legal and financing aspects of the proposed $12.2 million general obligation bond issue we are here to discuss this evening. So with us tonight, we have Jason Tanzel from Baker Tilly, and we have Kristen McClellan, bond counsel with Ice Miller.
Again, as Donna mentioned, this is the first of 2 public hearings. Again, tonight there will not be a resolution, and these hearings are required anytime a school corporation wants to spend more than $1 million or above certain thresholds.
Good evening, members of the board. Dr. Hemsel, thank you for having me at tonight's meeting. My name is Jason Tansel with Baker Tilly, and we represent the school corporation as your municipal advisor. Now that we've had an opportunity to hear about the project's scope and need, we will now review how the school corporation would potentially pay for this project through the issuance of a general obligation bond payable from property taxes in the debt service fund. It's important to keep in mind tonight that we are discussing maximums, and these are maximums we cannot exceed, but we can come down from. They include items such as the borrowing amounts, the repayment term, the interest rate, and the annual debt service amount. So with that, we have a presentation before you, and we will begin to review the maximums on slide 2. The maximum borrowing amount being discussed tonight is $12,200,000, of which $11,935,000 would be available for projects. Currently, the maximum repayment term is not to exceed 4 years or January 15, 2030. But we have provided flexibility for the school corporation to potentially repay these bonds as quickly as a 2-year term. Current estimated interest cost is $1,608,000, and the maximum annual debt service being established tonight is $8 million. Currently, with the $8 million maximum annual debt service, we would anticipate a 4.95% tax rate increase, and that is for the 2-year repayment term. But if the board so chose to move to a 4-year term, that would be tax levy neutral. Currently, the debt service tax rate is 22.45 cents, and the debt service levy is $10,644,000. The bottom 2 numbers are legally required debt service ratios required to be available, and we also have a handout if that would be requested as well. But you can see that current and proposed annual debt service is 0.3% of net assessed value, and the direct and overlapping debt is 4.01% of net assessed value. These would be some of the maximums and terms that you would see in the resolutions if the board were to move forward. Next slide. Because these bonds would be repaid through the school corporation's debt service fund, it's important to keep in mind the obligations that are already outstanding and payable from this fund. You can see that there are currently 6 bonds outstanding for Vigo County Schools. In 2025, that annual payment amount is approximately $11,300,000, and that declines every single year until 2029, with all debt being repaid by 2031. So all else being equal, if, for example, if net assessed value were to remain equal and debt service payments were to decline, we would anticipate a drop in the debt service tax rate. Our 4th slide is a graph that shows a proposed 2-year term. This is, again, the shortest repayment term that the school corporation could consider. The estimated interest cost with this is $960,000. And this 2-year repayment term would increase the levy as discussed. You can see in the hashed bars that that would be potential payment capacity for projects in the future. And then finally, on our next slide, because the bonds being discussed tonight are general obligation bonds, there is a limitation as to how much the school corporation could issue. This limitation is 2% of 1/3 of the most recent net assessed value, which you can see for 2025 is over $4.7 billion. Factoring in the other general obligation bonds as reviewed on slide 3, you will see that there's $13,920,000 available for bond issuance for a general obligation type. So the $12.2 million fits within this parameter. I would be happy to answer any questions that the board may have.
At this time, do any of the board members have any questions or concerns?
I don't know if this is for you, or maybe Donna Mrs. Wilson could come and speak to it too. If you could just give us like a quick history of how the school corporation has been using this kind of bond to give it a little bit of context for us.
We have been using a series of rolling short-term general obligation bonds since 2017. And we have used those, a portion of each bond was to be used to offset paving costs, roofing costs, and HVAC projects across the district, mainly to react to our circuit breaker loss that we feel annually that impacts us directly now in the operations fund. It used to be capital projects, but now it's operations. So that's how we've used those in the past. In more recent years, we've used that to help us now purchase Chromebooks and technology for our enrollees. If you'll remember when we rolled out the Chromebook program, we had ESSER funds available, and we used those funds initially to supply all that technology and to improve our network capacity. And since that ESSER money now is expended, we use a portion of those general obligation bonds to offset that cost also.
Thank you. Super helpful.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next up, we have our first call for public comments on any of the general obligation bonds. And I do not believe that we have any. So we will go on to our next agenda item.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing and open regular board meeting.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Thank you.
What's that? There's a delay.
I know, and her face wasn't up there anymore.
I know.
Forgot she was there. Okay, so we will move on to our consent agenda.
We need to do.
Oh, first call.
For agenda items only.
Yep, agenda items only, public comment. I do have one. No? Okay, this was for the second one? Okay. Any public comments? Okay. We will move on to the consented agenda.
Move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, next up would be our finance reports, and that would be Miss Donna.
That was part of the consent.
Oh,
New business personnel.
It's new business.
okay.
Mr. Cobb.
First time, guys, first time. Give me a little slack. So now we're on to new business, personnel report and professional leave requests. Mr. Michael Cox.
Good evening, administration requests approval of personnel and professional leave report as presented this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel report and professional leave request as presented.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Could we have a moment for discussion? Oh. I always like to ask Mr. Cox how we stand, especially since the first day of school is tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the first day of school?
It is.
We'll be ready for 12,500 students. Still always looking for special education opportunities. So if we know people out there that would be interested in that, we would love to have those individuals. Counselor at Sarah Scott, we're still working on that. I'm looking at somebody and they haven't told me no yet, so we'll see. Educational assistants, we put those back out on Nimble and we'll continue having those throughout. Bus drivers, I believe we could use a couple. So as of right now, for the 2,200 employees, we will be ready for our new year. We do not have a choice.
That's right. Good to go for tomorrow.
Yeah.
All engines firing.
Yes. Any other comments or questions from the board? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There we are. Same sign opposed. Thank you. So Mr. Cox, again, reaffirm the evaluation tool and summary of evaluations for 2024 and 2025.
Thank you. In accordance with state statute, and administration would like to reaffirm the Vigo County School Corporation RISE evaluation for the 25-26 school year. The Vigo County RISE evaluation consists of the following criteria, which are ranked on scales of 1 to 4. Domain 1 is within, there's 3 different domains. Domain 1 counts 15% of weighted grade for purposeful planning. There are 5 competencies underneath that evaluation model that would cover content standards-based planning, driven planning and tracking of analyzing student data. Domain 2, 75% weighted effective instruction, mastery of student objectives, clear communication, content knowledge, engaging students academic, checking for understanding, modifying instructions. So there's 9 competencies for that. Domain 3, 10% weighted teacher leadership, contributing to school culture, collaborating with peers, seeking professional growth, advocate for student success, and engaging families. There's 5 competencies for those. As part of this process, the district is required annually to share summative evaluations results each year for our certified staff. Teacher evaluations are conducted by each school's administrative team, including principal and assistant principals each year. These evaluations occur periodically throughout the academic year with at least 1 observation completed prior to winter break for all teachers. Teachers new to the district or within the first 2 years of service, a total of 3 evaluations are conducted over the year, with 2 completed before winter break and 1 completed after winter break, but before spring break. Teachers with 3 or more years of service are evaluated at least twice during the school year, once before winter break and once before spring break. The durations of these will span for the class period. Administration will also conduct several walkthroughs throughout the entire year to complete a total evaluation for the teachers. Based off the criteria from the above evaluation tool, the summary for the 2024-2025 evaluation reflects out of 1,006 teachers, 88.4% were classified as highly effective, 10.7% as effective, and 0.9% improvement necessary. At this time, administration requests reaffirm the evaluation rubric for the 25-26 school year, and will answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. Any questions from the board?
I will move to reaffirm the evaluation tool and the summary for the 24-25 school year. Or, excuse me, reaffirm the 25-26 evaluation tool and the summary of last year.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Is there discussion?
Discussion.
Oh,
Any
discussion,
questions?
sorry. Any discussion?
No?
No?
No.
You got off
Okay.
easy that time.
So all in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Next up, we will have the RFP.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. Dr. Rochendell, up for the RFP, Student Health and Behavioral Health, pending finalization with legal counsel. Good evening, Dr. Hemsel, President Killian, and members of the board. A request for proposals for student health and student behavioral health and school-based behavioral health services was sent out for public notice on July the 9th of 2025 and July the 16th of 2025, and remained on our website until proposals were due on July the 23rd of 2025. The following offers responded and submitted proposals: Chances and Services for Youth, Valley Professionals Community Health Center, and Hamilton Center. Proposals were evaluated using a rubric format that examined mandatory requirements, business and technical proposals, and cost proposals. All three offerors have the ability, capacity, competency, and experience to provide services to our students and have complied with applicable rules. All offerors provide services that are advantageous for our students, and none of the services offered will be at any cost to the school corporation. We have prior experience with all three offerors. Chances and Services for Youth has provided services to families in the community since 1971. They have collaborated with Vigo County in addressing youth mental health needs by offering school-based services. Casey is proposing the administration of school-based individual and group therapy and life skills services through their counseling program that consists of therapists and life skills specialists. Life skills programs have traditionally been utilized in our elementary schools and are determined by need, and their therapists have traditionally served middle schools based on need. Students will be offered general mental health services that are school-based using evidence-based best practices as applicable to students' needs. Group services can also be requested by schools. Valley Professionals Community Health Center delivers school-based medical and behavioral services to students and families across the Wabash Valley. With over a decade of experience, Valley Professionals has provided school-based care offering a full range of scheduled on-site access to medical care and behavioral health services during the school day, so students can avoid health-related absences and get additional support to succeed in the classroom. School-based services have been a tremendous avenue of support for students and parents alike, preventing delays to immunizations, wellness exams, chronic disease management, and the burden of parents to leave work to make other arrangements for their child's health care. With that being said, Valley Professionals will not attempt to provide services to or bill patients who are covered under the school district's health plan or eligible to receive services through the school district's wellness clinic. Valley Professionals staff will communicate to those patients they should seek and receive services through the school district's health plan provider network and/or the wellness clinic. Student health services will be provided on-site 2 days per week at each of our high schools. Behavioral health student services will be provided on-site and at 4 days per week at each high school. A designated medical provider and behavioral health provider will be assigned to each school for continuity of care. All school-based services provided at Vigo County School Corporation schools will follow the academic calendar and will be available only when school is in session. Hamilton Center provides services in the school setting that include assessments, individual therapy, skills training, case management, mentoring, and crisis assessment. They provide critical incident support for events such as accidents involving staff or students, acts of aggression within our community, natural disasters, as well as the death of a student or staff member. Therapists are provided in schools for students who display a higher level of need, and case managers provide support to our students and their families by being knowledgeable of resources available in the community and providing linkage. Hamilton Center will have a care manager assigned to each school, and they will be available 2 to 5 days a week based on the school's schedule and need. Additional providers are available to support students at a higher level of need. Therapists are assigned to designated schools at least 1 day per week. Mentoring is provided 5 days a week, and this schedule within a school is based on the number of mentees. If deemed appropriate, students may receive additional outpatient services in the community, office, or home settings. Telehealth services can also be provided if deemed appropriate. Hamilton Center has requested to continue monthly meetings with Vigo County, where report information is shared that includes but is not limited to status updates, outcome measures, and utilization of service data. Due to the proposals received, our history of student service, and the zero liability of cost proposals to be assumed by the school corporation, I am recommending we award 1-year renewable contracts to the 3 RFP respondents:
Chances and Services for Youth, Valley Professionals Community Health Center, and Hamilton Center. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the RFP Student Health and Behavioral Health pending legal counsel.
May I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Question, what does the legal counsel need to weigh in on before this is finalized?
It's just to do a final review and make sure you guys are all comfortable with things.
Okay, so,
The RFP, the contracts pretty much match the RFP, and they meet all the demands that were inside the RFP. But we knew we needed to get it in the meeting tonight, and we're doing those final dotting of the i's and the crossing of the t's, and we need to do one more edit job, and so that's where we're at with the finalization.
okay, so is it gonna come before the board again after that happens, or it'll
No,
move
we posted the
forward?
contracts on there for your viewing.
Yeah,
We think that the only thing there is maybe a typo or things like that. We feel pretty good about everything else.
okay,
But we do want to do one more edit before we have you sign it.
okay. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many professionals do you know per entity are going to be coming into the schools, like the therapist and things like that? How many are going to be available from Valley Professional and Hamilton Center?
Valley Professionals, they said that they would have a health provider and a behavioral health provider in each one of the schools.
Okay.
Each day that they're there.
Okay.
Chances for Youth, I think, sends us 3 different people
Okay.
to serve in the schools. And Hamilton Center, it's a myriad of people,
Okay.
case managers, therapists, mentors.
Mhm.
So it's
I think we had
numerous.
a question down here as well.
We're voting on all 3 of them as one vote? They can't be separated out?
They're part of one RFP, correct?
One-
They were all part of the same RFP, and so this is our legal counsel doing that. I would assume that if the board wanted to entertain a vote to separate it out into individual pieces, that can be done, but that would need a motion to do so. Am I correct about that with Robert's Rules of Order?
I think we would need to table the previous motion and introduce a new one.
I would make that motion.
Are you making a motion to table the previous
Yes.
motion?
Yes.
Is there a second for that?
Yeah. Do I have a second?
If there's a second, it can't move forward.
Yep. If there's no second, it can't move forward.
So therefore, you then call it.
Right, so then we would have to vote on the original. So all in favor of the original, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Or abstain. Okay. So the motion is passed. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Next up, Dr. Lieberman for the grants.
Good evening. Approval is requested to continue to participate in a grant program from the Indiana Department of Health, which is receiving funding from the CDC. This will be our subsequent year of this grant. It is 5 years for our district. And with that, this year would be in the amount of $97,500. With me this evening, I have Annie Noble, who leads this program in partnership with Union Health, to share more about the activities within this initiative as well.
So with this grant, we have 3 different areas of health that we look at. So we do nutrition, physical activity, and mental health. And then we kind of have a district-wide wellness piece too that covers our employee wellness program, as well as our Wellness Champions program. And that's where we have an established person at every single school that assesses the climate of wellness at their school. And then they're allotted funding, and they're able to spend it on really however they see fit, tailored to their school. And some of the programs that we have in the various areas, so in nutrition, we've offered taste tests in middle schools. We've done nutrition educations at the elementary schools. We work really closely with Catholic Charities to get those PACER boxes. I know that we've kind of talked about those in various board meetings before. For physical activity, we offer kinesthetic learning toolkit for elementary schools that teaches teachers how to incorporate more movement within their curriculum. That's gone over really well. And then mental health services, we have a K through 3 book session that our mental health navigator goes in and reads a book that helps with some of that emotional learning pieces. And then we also partner with a lot of local wellness groups to come in and provide push-in services for our students.
And with that being shared, I think it'd be important to note, looking at the Wellness Champions, that is a curriculum rate stipend up to the 15 hours, so we'll have a stipend authorization form to support that. And this program is also in partnership with University Connections, so you may have seen some of those photos featured. And with that, we had 2 opportunities to partner with this team for all of our students to participate in with the ISU Food Lab in collaboration with their team. So with that, we would be pleased to answer any questions that you may have regarding the program.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
Move to accept the grant as presented this evening.
Second that.
All in favor say aye.
Discussion.
Oh, discussion. I keep forgetting that. Sorry. Is there any discussion?
Just to clarify, this is just reaffirming the continuation of the grant that's already been approved and been in place for the last few years. Or a couple
Yes.
years, correct?
We're in
That's
year
correct.
3.
Keep it up. I guess. It sounds great. Thank you so much.
Our goal was 75% of reaching schools, and we're at 100%, so.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow, can't say that about every goal you set.
Right,
Blow it out of the water.
right.
Good job.
Good job. Thanks. Okay,
Thank you.
now may I? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Clayton with our big award recommendation for 2026 roofing project.
Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity to update you on our ongoing roofing projects. Excuse me for my slight head cold I'm struggling with here. As a brief reminder, last fall we completed a request for qualifications, an RFQ process, to select an architectural and engineering firm to guide and represent the corporation on future roofing projects. After a thorough and competitive evaluation, Moisture Management was selected for this role. Since their selection, I've worked closely with Moisture Management to assess the conditions of our roofs across the district and prioritize needed repairs and replacements. Through this comprehensive review, Lost Creek Elementary was identified as the top candidate for a major roofing project for 2025. Included in your board packet are bid tabulations, proposals, and letters of recommendation from Moisture Management regarding the Lost Creek project, as well as a project at Otter Creek Middle School I'll be discussing later. Following a detailed review of all submitted bids for the Lost Creek Elementary partial roof replacement project, Moisture Management is recommending that the contract be awarded to Escola Roofing and Waterproofing. The recommended award includes the base bid of $1,245,000 and alternate number 1 for $6,500 for a total project cost $1,251,500. Moisture Management's carefully reviewed Escola's bid documents and references and has determined that their submission is both responsible and qualified for the scope of this project. In addition to the Lost Creek project, Moisture Management evaluated bids for roofing repairs at Otter Creek Middle School. Based on their assessment, they are again recommending Escola Roofing and Waterproofing for this work. Otter Creek's base bid was $1,088,000 with no alternates. They've confirmed Escola's proposal for this project is likewise responsible and qualified. It's important to note that the need for the Otter Creek project stems from a prior installation that was performed incorrectly by a previous contractor. Due to that contractor's failure to meet the terms of the original agreement, the affected roof sections must now be replaced. This replacement will be pursued through the original contractor's bonding company. So at this time, I'd answer any questions that you may have.
I'll make a motion to approve the bid award recommendation for the 2026 roofing project.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion? Any questions for Mr. Clayton?
Yes. Are they gonna be using local help at all and union help?
I don't know for sure where they will source. Espanola is a regional company. They've got a presence in Indianapolis, down in Louisville, and around. So I don't know where their resources will come from directly.
The local company that we've used in the past did not submit a bid.
How many bids did we get for each project?
We had at least 3. I think there were 9 people that came to the pre-bid meeting. And I know there were at least 3 bids submitted, maybe more. I can't remember on the tabulation sheet. It's in the packet there.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I also want to clarify that on the Otter Creek Middle School project, we will be paying for these repairs, but we are also working with legal counsel and the bondholder of the previous contractor so that we should be reimbursed. That's what we're pursuing, reimbursement of those funds, since it is something that we are correcting something that wasn't done right the first time.
And I'll note that alternate one on the Lost Creek project, I think that's a pretty good deal. It's called a Roof Smart warranty that Moisture Management provides. It's a 20-year warranty that they do. It includes a yearly inspection, all housekeeping, gutter cleaning, which is something that we outsource now at a lot of schools. That's part of their package. And then any preventative maintenance on that roof for a 20-year period, so.
Thank you.
Any questions? All right, thank you.
Yep. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you, Clayton. Next up, we have our third reading on a policy with our Superintendent Hemsel.
Yeah, I recommend for your approval this evening, approval of the A300 Responsible Use of Technology policy. If you recall from before on the second reading, the only change that was made was to update the policy so that we could be ready to go for tomorrow on the Google apps, such as the Google Translate, the Google Maps, the Google Suite of documents. They updated their user agreement, and those updates were outside the scope of our policy, so we needed to update the policy so that we could abide by this change in user agreement with Google. I also want to point out that as we go through and are continuing to go with Church and Hiddle and transferring or transitioning from Neola, this policy may come back with a more thorough review by the policy committee. But our focus right now was just to make sure we were ready to go to school for tomorrow so that the Google products and apps that are being used on the Chromebooks would be live and complying with the user agreement.
Thank you. May I have a motion?
I move approval of the third reading of A300 Responsible Use of Technology Policy.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or questions for Dr. Hemsel?
I'll just do the Stacy reminder that the policy committee is public, and you're more than welcome to attend. And yeah.
We got your back in here, Stacy.
And we do want to thank, there is a person in the crowd here tonight who frequently attends those meetings and does a really great job of pointing out minute details and really helps us in that regard.
Great. If there's no other discussion, may we have a vote? All in favor say aye.
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 Same sign. Opposed? Okay. Now is the time for the second call for citizens' comments. I do have 2. I just want to remind you that you have 3 minutes when you come up, and there will be a 30-second courtesy to let you know. Our first public comment is.
Additionally, they are not allowed to speak about a specific person or a specific incident, and if they have a specific person or incident that they would like to discuss, we'd be happy to discuss it with them afterwards. That's also in the public comment rules.
Right. Thank you. Miss Judy Anderson?
I give my comment to Michelle. She did not get a paper to sign.
Okay, you can, but before you leave, you'll have to see our lovely lady at the table and to fill out.
I'm sorry, she said Larry.
Okay, Mr. Larry. Okay, you can come up to the table, but before you leave, after you do your 3 minutes, fill out your paper with our lovely lady. Okay. Step on up.
Hello, my name is Larry Shields. There was an incident a month ago, and my son was attacked at school by a faculty member.
Okay.
What is being done with that? And
As we stated in the rules, if you have a specific incident that you would like to discuss, we would be happy to discuss it afterwards, but we cannot do that during public comment.
Thank you, Larry. Okay. Next, we'll move on to our second. We do have a second public comment. Miss Peggy. Remember that we have 3 minutes. You'll get a 30-second reminder.
I would say hello by name, but apparently that's against the rules. No, jokes. So you guys focused a lot on student mental health, which I must say, you know, as a first year, I think it was a smart idea to do the 1-year agreements. I don't know if this is specific or not. Sorry, Hemsel. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about myself or the trauma that I experienced within the Vigo County school system. What I'm here to talk about is the actual educators and y'all. Because at the end of the day, if you all have poor mental health, then it impacts other people. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of committee or grant available that could actually stipend within Valley Professionals, Hamilton Center and everything, that would actually allow, because I know y'all's insurance ain't great, that would allow you all to be able to participate in some sort of wellness program as well. Because to be honest, because of the change of scenery and people and places and everything, there's gonna be low morale. There's gonna be unhappy people. And if we don't do something like this, we're going to lose teachers that we can't afford to lose. So I want to consider that, as well as be considered if you're doing some sort of steering committee for the mental health program. I think that there should be one, and I would like to participate in that if possible, as a parent of a student or as a public member. But I mean, I don't have much else. I could sit here and complain, but what good is that gonna do? So I'm gonna focus on the fact that I see educators stressed out, overwhelmed, and how that will impact children. Because at the end of the day, we're all human. So I appreciate each and every one of you and the time that you have, because I know y'all have lives outside of this. And so, thank you.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, if there are no other public comments, we make a, do we need a motion to adjourn?
Information from
Oh.
Superintendent Hensel.
Totally
And other
skipped
board
over that. Next up would be the information update from Dr. Hemsel and the board.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you to all who helped us get ready for start of school tomorrow. We're as ready as we can be, as Michael had indicated. Whether we are or not, they are going to arrive tomorrow. And we're excited. We're actually very excited to see our kids. Our buildings come to life when the kids are there, and we're very appreciative of that time. We also want to say thank you to the Mill, who celebrated and honored over 400 VCSC teachers recently at a concert in some various ways. We also want to, we've been working on retention and recruitment in this time when we have very few applicants. And one of those ways was the teacher residency grant, which we approved a few weeks ago. And there is some information that was done earlier today that is being reported on the media about how that program is helping us recruit teachers into the profession, into our school district, and then retaining them in our school district. So we encourage people to take a look at that. Lastly, I know that there was some concern from some people about the increases in security that we have coming up at different events. We are aligning these security practices with best practices. We apologize if there are some people who think that the additional layers of security that will be in place are burdensome. That's not our intent. Our intent is to make sure that we're carrying on with best practices. Kurt Brenninger does a nice job of communicating with the Sheriff's Department and the Terre Haute Police Department and making sure that we do have best practices at these events. We are sure that having the clear bags and some of the other things that are in place, as well as the limited access at near the end of the game, though it may be inconvenient, is done to make sure that our community is as safe as possible. In terms of those who are concerned about the late entry into the game, some of the questions that have been done that are very legitimate, we are looking into different options on how we can still maintain the safety and security of the patrons who will be in attendance, while also meeting some of those unique needs that some people have questioned. But we understand that sometimes it feels like a burden to go through the additional safety and security layers. It is done with the intent of making sure all the patrons, and especially the students who are at those events, are as safe as possible. And I'm not going to apologize for increasing those security layers. We're going to continue to do that to make sure that those people are as safe as possible. So with that being said, again, we hope everyone has a great evening. Excited for the start of school tomorrow. We know that for some kids, it'll be an early start, maybe earlier than they had been anticipating and are used to, but we're ready to have them, and we're excited to have them back in our schools. So thank you very much.
Do we have any updates or anything from our board members? Nope. Okay. With that, our future meeting, our next one is August 25th, 2025 at 6 p.m. here at the administration office.
I'd like to move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Gavel. And got
There
it.
you go.